Hello and welcome to Star Citizen 3.23, The Road to Invictus. Today on 10 minutes more or less ship review, we do have the RSI Aurora MR, another starter ship, and let's go ahead and get into this one. Alright, we are on the road to Invictus, and what that means is I have another starter ship for you here, the Robert Space Industries Aurora MR. Now, this is a starter ship from, like I just said, RSI, and it cost $45 for the game pack, which is not bad. So if you are a new player and you're looking for a small ship, this is going to be one of those offerings. Now, you have to ask yourself before you get into this game and before you buy a package, what do you want out of the ship that you buy, right? Do you just need it as a point A to B type ship, or do you want more from it than that? Because the ship offers some things, but not really that much. So it's always good to ask you, what do you want out of your ship? Let's go ahead and jump into the stats of this ship here while also comparing it to others in the starter category. This Aurora MR, like I said, is $45. And you could also buy it in-game too for approximately around the $600,000 UEC mark. I always say dollar. Now, you do have 242 DPS from the two guns at the front. Now, those two guns are two size 1 CF117 Badgers. They're right here, and they have quite the capacitor on them. You know, the capacitors are over 100 shots per gun, which is quite awesome. That's always great to have. And, side note here, you can actually add 2 more size 1 guns onto the ship. There are 2 more hard points allowing you to add 2 more guns, but it does not come stock that way. So, make sure if you have this ship, go to a store, buy 2 more size 1 guns, you know, look around, see what fits best for you, and put them on this ship. Try to stay away from lasers, anything to do with energy-based weapons, because it will take away from the capacitors of the weapons on the front. So remember that. The more energy-based weapons, the less shots you have, so the DPS might really, honestly, not be that big of a difference. Now, if we're to compare that to the Mustang Alpha, that ship has 368 DPS. And then if you can compare that to the Ceylon, the alien vessel, which I completely butchered the name of, it also has 393 DPS. Now, the big difference is those other 2 ships, you can't mount 2 more guns on them. Obviously, you can switch out the guns that they do have, but you just can't mount more, right? Now, this ship does have missiles, only 2 of them, 2 size 1 marksmans on the top. It's up there on the roof, hard to see right this second, but you'll see it in one of the displaying videos on screen. And then also, you do have 3,000 shield HP, which is really good for a starter ship. If you watched my Road to Invictus video yesterday featuring none other than the cutter, that one only had 1,500 shield HP. Now, compared to the Mustang Alpha and the Ceylon, they're all equal. All 3,000 shield HP, and yes, I know, I get it. You are going to drag me about the name of the alien ship that I am trying to pronounce. Fine, whatever. That's fine. Anyways, moving on, it's a bubble shield. So, as a new player, or even a returning player, you have to understand what bubble shield means. And that means that no matter where you get hit, it's going to take damage from the entire shield. So, once you start taking damage on that shield, it's going to go down pretty quick, and then you're left to what ship HP you have. And this ship has 5,740 ship HP. That is not good. That is not good at all. Once you lose your shield, you are out of the sky, out of space, whatever. You're going to be in pieces within a mere matter of moments. So use the speed that this thing has to get the heck out of there. Now, compared to the other ships, the Mustang Alpha has 8,731 HP, and the Sealand has 11,740 HP. So, if you were to ask me, I think the alien ship wins in that category, which is great. Always good to see the alien ships getting a leg up. Now, if we move on, you do have, of course, in the new master modes, there's different ship speeds. So, this ship goes a top speed of 225 SCM when you are in SCM gun mode, and if you were to boost forward in that mode, it goes 450. If you were to boost backwards, it goes 260. Backwards. Now, the Alpha does 225 SCM, and then the Sealand does 225 SCM. So, ship speed-wise, all the same. You know, tied up there, good to go. And then you move on to nav speed, which I'm not going to compare that with the other two ships, but with this ship, it is 1,200. So that is a fantastic top speed once you are in navigation mode, allowing you to escape when you want to, which is fantastic. It's always good to know you can get out of there when you need to. Now, outside of that, you got to ask, how much cargo can this ship carry, right? Well, it can carry 3 SCU. And it carries it right underneath, which I'm going to show you right now. Right here. It just carries it right there. Just locks in. Boom, boom, boom. Done. 3 SCU, and you have some cargo you can deliver. Fantastic. It's not that great, but it's there. The other ships, the Alpha carries 4, and the Sealand carries 6. So, 2 ships that... One of them's at the same price point. The Alpha is at $45. The Sealand is at $85. It does have an alien tax, so remember that. There's a big difference, but we'll get into the alien ship on another video in the future. But for now, on this ship, 3 SCU of cargo, which isn't terrible, but not great. Now, how much fuel do you have in this ship to quantum jump from destination to destination, and can it go for quite a while? No, not at all. You have 671 quantum fuel, which means that you're going to be refueling more than you should have to, honestly. For any sort of ship, that is something you always have to consider. The Mustang Alpha is at the same amount of quantum fuel, while ships like the Titan or the ship that I reviewed yesterday, which the Cutter, they have much more quantum fuel. So those are things you always have to consider. Now, the Sealand has 2,900 quantum fuel, which puts the rest of them to shame, which is pretty crazy, but also pretty awesome if you want to get into an alien ship. Now, you're going to be asking yourself, well, what else does this ship have? What else can it do for me? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a ship that is very old to this game, and it shows. There is no components pass, which means you can't have access to any of your components. Physicalization is really not there, and it's just very basic. It looks pretty. You can't open these wings, so when you're looking at them, if you think you could, you can't. This is just how the ship sits, no matter if you're in the air or not. So, no physicalized components, no gold standard pass. You do have 2 doors here, and they do not require an animation to get in, which is fantastic. But the animation to get into the pilot seat, it pretty much evens it up, because that animation is ridiculously long. Now, once you are in here, you could, fit some, carry-on cargo boxes if you wanted to. Outside of that, you do have a bed right here, so you can lay in your bed and, go to sleep, bed log, do what you need to do there, which is fantastic. But, again, there is no other living space here. No kitchen, no bathroom, no nothing. So, from this point, you're going to sleep. You're going to stick your head, front out the door here and, take a leak or, back this way and probably get it all over your steps. So be careful with that and don't piss into the wind, right? So now, outside of that, again, like I said, that's it. That's the interior of the Aurora. So you just, it's pretty simple. It's a starter ship. It's basic. It needs its pass. I'm going to go ahead and close these doors really quick. And even though you don't have an animation to get in the ship and you can just run in pretty quick, like I said, the animation to get into the pilot seat, it's like, it evens up that speed. Like I'm already, I was already in my seat in other ships, right? And then same for getting out of the ship. If you need to get out of the ship in a hurry, it's like pulling teeth. So I'm like, oh, okay, I need to get out. I'm getting attacked. Okay, I'm just going to take my time here. Oh, now I can move. Cool. So, yeah. With that and everything that you see here, this ship does fly really good in atmosphere and out of atmosphere. That's actually quite maneuverable. I'm very surprised by that, given the aerodynamics of what it looks like. You wouldn't think this ship wouldn't fly that well, but it actually does, and I really enjoy that, and it's a great ship to fly. But, you know, you only got 48 decoys, 5 noise. You do have 121 rounds of capacitor. Honestly, what would I give this ship in a rating for starter ships and what it can do for you in the game of Star Citizen with only 3 SCU, hardly an interior, and not much capability outside of that? This ship gets a 6 out of 10 from me, even though it is a fantastic starter. It's just not a starter that is... the bar has been set so high. It really has. There are so many starter ships now under $100 that put this ship to shame. And it's a great ship to get into at the $45 mark. If that's all you're willing to spend, fantastic. There are so many ships you can buy in game, and this should be a great starter ship to do it. But if you could spend the extra $10, $5, $15, I'd suggest moving on from this ship. Let me know what you think of this ship down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.